So now let us see Unit 3. So the title of Unit 3 is Iterative Methods. Iterative Methods. So what do you mean by iterative methods? It is nothing but they are numerical methods. They are numerical methods. So why we need numerical methods when there are analytical methods? That is the first question which we need to understand. Analytical methods are not applicable to all types of equations. Only for certain type of equations we can obtain the solution. And that too with the availability of computers. And as there are many engineers who need problem solution for a problem to be given in a accurate way, in a fast way, and using some software. So with the evolution of need for fastness in the solutions, or we can say there are, because of the limitations of analytical method, and the engineers and scientists, they are seeking for numerical methods. So second thing is computers can perform logical and arithmetic computations more faster than what we do on paper with a pen. The other one is the computers, they are very having they give accurately, and they with less time taking will be less, and they are of high speed computers are available for us nowadays. So that's why if I have a software, or if I can feed any command for a particular rule or a method, if I just give the inputs, it will give the solution. So that is why we need here numerical methods. So what are the, for what in this unit, for what we are going to find the solution? We are going to find, or we are going to solve equations, system of equations in one case, and the other one is we find a root for a given algebraic equation or transcendental equation. So in general, what is a polynomial? So polynomial is an expression of the form a naught x power n plus a1 x power n minus 1 plus a2 x power n minus 2 plus so on an, an expression of the form. So here we can write it as f of x is equal to, that we call it as a polynomial in x of degree n, where a0, a1, a2, so on an are constants. So now what is algebraic function? So this is very important, which you should know. Algebraic function and transcendental equation, algebraic equation or algebraic function. So if you are able to write any equation as a sum or product or difference of polynomials, we call it as algebraic function. Otherwise, it is called transcendental. It is called transcendental equation. Transcendental equation. So now I will write some examples. You identify which are algebraic, which is algebraic equation, which is transcendental equation. So now if I write f of x is equal to x square minus 5x plus 6. So I can write this as x minus 2 into x minus 3. That's what I told you. Algebraic function means we can express it as sum or product or difference of two polynomials or three polynomials. So here I am able to represent it as product of two polynomials. So this is an algebraic equation. So now see the second example. C1 e power x plus C2 e power minus x is equal to 0. The second one is f of x is equal to 2 log x minus pi by 4. So now these two I can't write them as sum or product or difference of two polynomials, and these are called transcendental equations. So now here, even we can, with these numerical methods, we can find root or solution for algebraic equations as well as transcendental equations. That is the advantage of numerical methods here. So now we see what is a root of an equation. What is root of an equation? Which will satisfy the given function. Root of equation is nothing but, suppose if I take alpha is a root, a number, it is called a root of that equation f of x if f of alpha is equal to 0. F of alpha is 0. So here alpha is called 0 of the function. Alpha is called 0 of the function. Means it satisfies 0 of the function. So now here also in numerical methods our aim is to find such alphas or alpha. So now let us see the methods which we have here. So first one is bisection method. Bisection method. It is also called as interval halving method. Interval halving method. Halving means we make it into two halves. Halving method, or it is called Bolzano method of successive bisection. Bolzano method of successive bisection. Successive bisection. So now what we do here in this process is we divide the interval between which two values the root is. Suppose the root is between a and b. We divide this into two intervals. So we keep on dividing the interval, or we narrow the interval in such a way that the root converges. All the time we divide the interval into two halves. So this one we have divided into two halves. Again, if the root is between these two, I will divide again this into two halves. Suppose if the root is between these two, again I will divide it into two. So like that we will be narrowing the interval to half each time until the root is found. So now see what is the formula? Because it is bisection method or interval halving method, formula here is xi plus 1 is equal to xi plus xi minus 1 by 2. I is equal to 1 to so on. So this is for problematic purpose we will write the formula, but actually when we solve the problems we write the working rule in a different way. So now let us see a problem. Find the real root of the equation. Find the real root of the equation. Real root of the equation x cube plus 4x square minus 10. X cube plus 4x square minus 10 is equal to 0 by bisection method. So here they will clearly mention the method which you have to use or apply by bisection method. So altogether we have bisection method, regular falsy method, secant method, iteration method and Newton-Raphson method. So of those first one is bisection method. They will mention the method which you have to apply. So what is the working rule? So initially what we do here is we will take, let f of x, whatever is given for which we have to find root, we will take it as f of x, x cube plus 4x square minus 10. So now we will see between which two values the root is. We know that wherever the function changes its sign, in between those two values the root lies. So what is f of 0? 0 plus 0 minus 10 is less than 0. Next, f of 1 is equal to 1 plus 4 minus 10. So this is minus 5 less than 0. Next, f of 2. f of 2 is equal to 8 plus, so 2 2s are 4, 4 4s are 16 minus 10. So this is definitely positive. 24 minus 10, it is 12, greater than 0. So in between two values, which two values the root is? Here we have sign less than 0, here we have greater than 0. Therefore, the root is between 1 and 2. Root is between 1 and 2. So now here we will assume that the root is between 1 and 2. Let x naught is equal to 1, x1 is equal to 2. Therefore, first approximation means here, because already x naught, x1 are over, we take x2 is equal to average of these two, because bisection method is interval halving. We have to take the average. So it is 1 plus 2 by 2. It is 1.5. So now here again we will find what is f of 1.5, because sign is important here. So if we observe, f of 1.5 is equal to 2.375. So it is greater than 0. So just above, where is it less than 0? Here. So root is between 1 and 1.5. Therefore, root is between 1 and 1.5, because these are of opposite sign, between 1 and 1.5. So it is less than 0, it is greater than 0. So root will be between not 5 and 2.35. Root will be between 1 and 1.5. Root means x value. Students get confused and they take the values of a function, not the values of x. So root is between 1 and 1.5. So now again we will find, therefore already x2. Next approximation, x3 is equal to, so it is, what is minus 5? It is less than 0 means 1. What is 1? X naught. So x naught plus, what is 1.5? It is x2. X naught plus x2 by 2. So it is 1 plus 1.5 by 2. So it is 1.25. So 1.25. So again we will find what is f of 1.25. F of 1.25 is equal to, so if you calculate using calci, you will get minus 1.7969. So it is less than 0. So where did we get greater than 0? Just above, latest values we need. So here it is less than 0, here it is greater than 0, means for 1.5, and the root is between 1.5 and 1.25. So we will calculate the next iteration, x4.